please endeavor to try and, do something for them. Because in no distant time, they will resume back to school. And if I was a teacher, I would ask, what was your holiday like? What did you use it for? So for them to have something meaningful and tangible to say that, okay, I was able to do this and do that during my holiday, it is expected as parents, guardians, to engage those children, those kids, in something productive and meaningful. Just a friendly advice. I welcome you once again to this morning's edition of the Daily Dose on Adami Mogo 107.7 FM, Doyin. Now let's go into the business of the day and begin by taking you through the headlines. I'll be reading from The Punch, The Daily Post, The Nation, and the Vanguard newspaper this morning. So quick headlines before we begin the details. From The Punch newspaper this morning, panic in ADC as the FCC goes after key members. Inside Niger's struggle to end open defecation, marketers orders slam NNPC over failed refinery rehabilitation neglect. Custom intercept 10 billion worth of expired drugs. Ibom Air female passenger remand ignite selective justice uproar. Federal government warns 3,598 workers of the SMISA orders fresh verification. And federal government generate 5.21 trillion from oil sales in H1 as first half. In the Nation newspaper, EFCC detains Tamboa over suspicious withdrawal of 189 billion naira. Is death a momentous loss, says Minister. Who's that? We'll get to find out. Federal government reconstitutes board of FCC, HYREP. Tinubu Rivers administrator RCX sued over planned local government election. Those are from the Nation newspaper. In the Vanguard, armed others, Boko Haram kill soldiers, others in Benue, Borno. Kwam 1, Value Jet saga, industry splits over suspension of pilots. Hunger, poverty in Nigeria beyond mere statistics. That's coming from Peter Obi. Tinubu appoint MK Abiola's daughter as DG CLTC. That from the Vanguard. In the Daily Post, Ibom Air passenger NCAA provide insight into Emerson Airport role. 2027 ex-SGF Lawal speak on ideal candidates to become Nigeria's president. Nigeria Power Minister Adelabu flaunt multiple million naira mansion. Tinted glass permit, Nigerian police explain reason for deadline extension. These headlines and some other stories will be bringing you details of them this morning. We'll go for this breather. When we return, we continue. Please stay with us.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adami Mogo Event Hall. Yes, right at Olojudo's Palace, Adami Mogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your event on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for a talking. Simply visit us at Olojudo's Palace, Ido Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803 526 5812 or 0916 340 0878 or 0806 511 4430. You can also call 0806 380 8891 at Adami Mogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
Welcome back. You're still on to the Daily Dose on Adami Mogo 107.7 FM Ido Ekiti, where we're bringing you stories as written and reported in the national dailies for today, the 12th day in the month of August 2025. Now let's go into the details of those headlines, and I start my reading this morning from the Punch newspaper, where the leading story there says panic in ADC as EFCC goes after key members. Now let's go through what that is saying. It says that panic has gripped the African Democratic Congress ADC as the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission EFCC uh, allegedly targets key members of the 2027 coalition who are working to unseat President Bola Tinubu at the 2027 election. This comes as the EFCC on Monday interrogated former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwa, a member of the coalition, over an alleged fraudulent cash withdrawal amounting to 189 billion naira. Tambuwa, who governed Sokoto State from 2015 to 2023, arrived at the EFCC headquarters in Abuja around 11:30 a.m. and was taken in for questioning by the investigators. An EFCC source told newsmen that the withdrawals were suspected to be in violation of the Money Laundering, that's Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. The source said, and I quote, former Sokoto State Governor Aminu Tambuwa has been held over alleged fraudulent cash withdrawal to the tune of 189 billion naira. The withdrawals were in flagrant violation of the Money Laundering Prevention and Prohibition Act 2022. The governor arrived at the FCC headquarters around 11:30 and faced interrogators on the alleged financial crimes. End of quote. Another official of the commission who also spoke on condition of anonymity because he is not authorized to speak on the matter said, and I quote again, he is in custody at Abuja corporate headquarters. The investigation is ongoing. Well, since yesterday, this has become, it has been trending, and I'll say you should see details not just in the Punch newspaper this morning, as well as other dailies. Panic in ADC as the FCC goes after key members. The Vanguard newspaper this morning, hunger, poverty in Nigeria beyond mere statistics, coming from Peter Obi. It says that the presidential candidate of the Labour Party in the 2023 election, Mr. Peter Obi, has said that the rate of hunger and poverty in Nigeria is not just statistics but real. Obi, who said this in a post on his X handle yesterday, explained the harsh reality was that millions of Nigerians are grappling with acute food shortages and multidimensional poverty at a scale never before seen in the country. The former Anambra State governor said, in quote, in our country today, hunger and poverty are not just distant statistics. They are also the harsh reality that millions of our people face daily. Recently, the United Nations stated that about 34 million Nigerians will face acute food insecurity, and about 63% of our population, which is about 133 million people, now live in multidimensional poverty. Inflation, even with the suppressed statistics, is nearly 30%, while unemployment and economic mismanagement have nearly wiped out once vibrant middle class. End of quote. There were other things that were said by Peter Obi there, but I would say you should see the Vanguard newspaper for details. Hunger, poverty in Nigeria beyond mere statistics, coming from Peter Obi. 7. XXGF Lawal speaks on ideal candidates to become Nigeria's president. It says that a former secretary to the government of the Federation, Babachi Lawal, has claimed that Nigeria's next president should be a person that will give citizens a sense of belonging. Lawal was speaking yesterday in a national TV. According to him, the African Democratic Congress ADC is capable of winning the 2027 presidential election. When asked who the ideal candidate to become the next president is, Lawal listed several requirements. According to him, power should go to the person who will give every Nigerian a sense of belonging, a sense of justice. It is personal. I'm still quoting him. It says, it is personal to the individual, to me, to you. How are you living? Is there any environment where your aspirations are achieved? And who can guarantee that environment? That is what is most important to each individual Nigerian. End of quote. His words are all detailed in the Vanguard in the Daily Post, 2027, ex-SGF Lawal speaks on ideal candidate to become Nigeria's president. Now let's go into governance. In the Vanguard newspaper, Tinubu appoint MKO Abiola's daughter as DGCLTC. It says that the appointment of Mrs. Sola Abiola as Director General of the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center by President Bola Tinubu has been commended by the National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS. The association, in a press release by the National Public Relations Officer, Comrade Adeyemi Samson Ajasa, said the choice of the daughter of the late MKO Abiola as the boss of the center was putting a round peg in a round hole. Says, and I quote, "The National Association of Nigerian Students, NANS, warmly commends President Bola Tinubu for his thoughtful and well-deserved appointment of Ms. Derinsola Abiola, daughter of late Chief MKO Abiola, as the Director General of the Citizenship and Leadership Training Center, CLTC." But I would say you should see details of other commendations given to the president due to the appointment and how the appointment was made. In the Vanguard newspaper this morning, this headline says Tinubu appoint MKO Abiola's daughter as DGCLTC. Female passengers remand ignite selective justice uproar. Now, the remand of a female passenger Comfort Emerson in Kirikiri Correctional Center for allegedly assaulting an Ibom Air cabin crew member and some security officers during a Uyo Lagos flight on Sunday has triggered public outrage and accusation of selective justice. Viral video captured Emerson slapping and kicking airline and airport officials, including a female air hostess, after she allegedly refused repeated instructions to switch off her phone before takeoff. In one clip, she was seen being dragged out of the aircraft by airplane security operatives. Ibom in a statement accused the passenger of nearly using a fire extinguisher from the aircraft to attack officials before being restrained. And the airline confirmed it had reported the incident to the Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority and had imposed a permanent travel ban on Emerson. And then the special advisor on media and communication to the Minister of Aviation, Tunde Moshood, confirmed in a statement on Monday that Emerson had been charged to court and remanded in prison. However, the revelation has sparked outrage online, with many Nigerians accusing the airline authorities of double standard, citing the case of Fuji musician Wasiu Ayinde, also known as Kwamwan, who allegedly obstructed a ValueJet flight in Abuja last week but faced no such consequences. Online, among ex-users, there were outrage, and there is this back and forth. Many people are not, quite cool with that development. But see details in the Punch newspaper this morning. Ibom Air female passengers remand ignite selective justice uproar. All right, the studio line is open 070-4700-7701 or 070-72766278. I take it again 07400 I beg your pardon 070-4700-7701 or 070-72766278. Those are the lines to call this morning to react to some of the stories being read to you. In the Daily Post newspaper, Nigerian Power Minister Adelabu flaunts multiple million naira mansion. Nigeria Power Minister Adelabu flaunts multiple million naira mansion. It says that Nigeria's Minister of Power Adebayo Adelabu has flaunted his millions of naira worth mansion in Ibadan, your state. This is according to a viral video seen by newsmen on Tuesday. According to the video, Adelabu was spotted in a well-furnished white mansion with his supporters. The minister presided over a sector with multi-dimensional challenges of liquidity crisis, inadequate power supply, grid collapse, problematic tariff structure, tariff affordability and concerns, and aging power equipment. According to Adelabu, the federal government owes electricity generation companies legacy debts amounting to 4 trillion naira as of end of 2024. In June this year, the World Bank estimated that 86.8 million naira, the highest in the world, without electricity, according to a report titled Tackling Sustainable Development Goal SDG 7, the Energy Progress Report 2025. Well, that video has been going viral since yesterday, And I'd say you should probably go online to see the video or check the Daily Post newspaper. The video is attached to the story. Nigerian Power Minister Adelabu flaunt multiple million naira mansion. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, moderator.
Good morning.
This is Comrade Kendi Jimobalu, Golden Kings MC.
All right, go ahead.
I'm happy with the president for remembrance of Lieutenant K.O. Adola. But we still like to do more because all the property left behind has been destroyed. So I'm very happy to that he did the right thing that Nigeria wishing him to do. The issue of democracy in Nigeria is changing of leadership. And now, since we received independence, 65 years now, yet, people cause to take Nigeria to a high level to economic growth. Nigeria demands good government, justice, equity, fairness, and real development progress of the country in order to have confidence and trust in politics. So I thank our president for that. Almighty God must be with him for all what he did. And also, I get my king over there in the party.
All right, thank you so much for your contribution there. Again, I'd like to state that whenever you're calling us, please react only to what we are saying here. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm all right.
I want to comment on my name is Mr. Taiwo from Doyin Ayegbusi.
All right, Mr. Taiwo, go
I
ahead.
want to comment on what happened at the, I think, Akwa Ibom. Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Go ahead. Ibom Airline.
Ibom Airline. This is pure injustice on that woman. You can see now that you call it selective justice or what, I don't know what to call it the other time.
As it was reported.
Now, yes. Now, the same thing happened to that so-called Kwan and this woman. This woman is being remanded now almost immediately. And Kwan now is free. I'm moving about now. There's not. You see, this is the injustice we are talking about in Nigeria. What is good for the goose, it should also be good for the gander. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Taiwo. Really appreciate your comment there. Now, a few stories before we close it up for today. By the way, the studio line is still open 0704 700 7701. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, what again, sir?
Good morning.
The road confined the tower. So
I'd like to state that, I beg your pardon, I'd like to state that there are programs that have listeners or that has concerns for such, that has opportunity for you to express such concerns. But as we speak this morning, this moment is for us to react to stories in the national dailies this one, the ones that have been read to you this morning. I'm really sorry that I could not, take that. But however, you might join me on the follow-up later on this morning by 11 a.m. We would be here talking about ourselves and some of the things that affect the people, me and you as citizens of this great Nigeria. That's a good platform and an avenue for you to make such concern. Now, before we wrap it up on this morning's daily dose, Ogun government denies role, Ogun government rather, Daniel row over land escalation. That's from the Nation newspaper this morning. The gulf between the Ogun state government and the former governor of the state, Benga Daniel, over alleged contravention of building regulations by the later wardened yesterday Commissioner for Physical Planning and Urban Development, Tunji Odunlami, justified the issuance of the compliance notice to 58 property owners in Ijebu-Ode and Shagamu local government areas of the state. Well, this story has been going on for a while now, but I'd say you should grab a copy of the Nation newspaper to see details of that. It's a tussle between former governor of Ogun State and the current government of that state over land dispute or property, all of the things. I'd say you should see details of that this morning. Our time is not on our side. We can't pick for the calls this morning, but do join us tomorrow for another beautiful edition of the Daily Dose on Adami Mogo 107.7 FM. Till then, my name is Ola Doyin Ayegbusi. Again, like I said, join me this morning on the follow-up as we discuss issues that affect us. Today is going to be between me and you. You'd have the opportunity to raise some certain concerns and some of the things that are quite important to you as citizens and residents of our dear state and of this great nation. Till then, do